Hello, hello. This is Dr. Nic and
Rachel Renee.
we are so excited to bring you That Plant Life podcast. In this podcast, we are going to be talking about not only our love of plants and nature, but also our enthusiasm about mental health. So, the whole idea is that we are going to bring you powerful stories of healing and overcoming that people have used plants and nature in their journey of overcoming whatever mental health challenge or episode or trauma or whatever they have experienced in their lives where working with plants or gardening has helped them to heal. And not only that, we are going to share with you our favorite plants and tips and ways that we use our own plants in our mental health journey, as well as a bunch of fabulous self-care tips and great professionals who work with people on all types of wellness, spirit, mind, and body. So we are so excited, right, Rachel? We are so excited to get into this. So thank you so much for joining us. This is our very first episode, and we thought it would be great to share a little bit about ourselves and our friendship and how we even got to this place. So both Rachel and I are over 40 and we met each other. I know, right? We're over 40, but we met each other years ago. We were probably in our 30s, right?
It was just about 10 years ago, so yeah.
Okay, so we were about 10 years ago we met each
Mhm.
other, and we have just been so blessed by our friendship and the way that we've connected and been a support to each other in our lives. And we thought it would be a great idea to not only talk about how the friendship came together, but the importance of friendship and community in adulthood, and also how challenging that can be sometimes, just as a way to introduce ourselves to you, our audience, but also really talk about the importance of just connection and community and how we found community, more community through our love of plants. All right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Rachel, we've been friends for like, what, 10 years, you said?
Actually, almost 11, because I know we started our friendship in 2014.
Okay, 2014. All right,
Mhm.
almost 11 years. That's
Mhm.
crazy, right? It's
Mhm.
like you get to that point when you first meet each other and you connect and you're like, "But we can't have known each other for only 1 year or 2 years or 3 years."
Right.
And now we got the
Mhm.
years in there so we could be like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, we're good."
Right. It's starting to make sense now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, why don't we start off by maybe having you share with people actually how it all began?
Yes, and I just feel like it's so appropriate that we're telling this story because you are the person who got me started on my plant journey. Because prior to you motivating me, I thought I was just like a black thumb, like I just kill plants. That's what I do. So you helped me get started on this journey and continually, continue to progress in that. But our friendship came at a time when I was actively praying to meet more like-minded people
Mhm.
because, we're going to talk more about this, but it can be a little more difficult to really connect as adults. Like I have people that are lifelong friends, but we live in different places.
Yeah.
People have multiple children they're raising, husband, just a lot going on. So
Mhm.
also my specific prayer was to meet someone and make more friends that were kind of more like me, like leaning into the same types of things that I was leaning into.
Yeah.
Someone I could feel more connected with. Like we have this mutual understanding. Like, I don't have to do a whole bunch of explaining myself.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
what I was really longing for because I've been an introvert all my life. Not that it's been difficult to make friends, but it's just been harder to feel like having that mutual understanding with other people sometimes.
Yeah, kind of like a belonging, like to really feel like you
Yes.
belong.
So I was wanting more of that. And then, so Nicole and I were part of a business group. I don't know, it's kind of
Yeah, like
social
a
and
business
networking
networking.
and
Hmm.
yeah. So, and we were both serving in that group and we were kind of on the same team, but we hadn't had that much interaction. And then there was like this prayer call that we had. And I was leading the prayer call one day, and I was just sharing transparently about things that were going on in my life, things I was struggling with. And Nicole reached out to me, and I feel like we have talked every day since then. Like we hopped on a call and it was just on ever since then.
Yes. And not only that, that is true, but not only that, the leader of that group kept trying to give us assignments together. Like
Yeah,
Nicole and Rachel can do this. And I was
right.
like, I don't even know Rachel. But then, the call happened and
Hmm.
it was just like on like that, which
Yeah.
I love that, but we often don't find that in adulthood like that.
Hmm.
It can be really challenging, and we are just
Hmm.
like, it just kind of happens, and I'm like,
Right.
yes, thank you.
It was amazing. And I was like, wow, this is really, and it was a quick answer to prayer. I feel like I just really started earnestly praying about that. And then bam, it happened.
Yeah.
And we just, I feel like we've always just had this understanding of each other, this acceptance and support. I mean, I hope you have felt that way with me, but I've
Yeah,
definitely have felt that way with
I have, girl, I have.
you. It would be messed up if it was one-sided, but
I'd be like, mm-mm, I don't know what she
right,
talking
right.
about. No, it has been a beautiful friendship and a beautiful progression
Mhm.
of just getting closer. And then, especially like at this age that we are, things start happening in our friends' lives and our families' lives and our parents, and so we've been able to be there for each other through these times. Like, I'm thinking
Mhm.
about how my friends become your friends become my friends, but we are just like family. Like my sister calls her sister, her play sister. I'm like, I almost said my dentist is now your dentist. Like,
Yeah.
it's like these family friends that just become one. And I
Yeah.
just feel like that becomes more and more rare the
Mhm.
older we get. And actually,
Mhm.
Rachel, I don't know, surprise, I don't know if I told you this, but I reached out to a bunch of women and
Mm.
asked them some questions about friendship.
Yes.
And it was so interesting because every single one of the ladies that I reached out to and just said, when was the most difficult time in your life to make friends? Almost all of them said once they turned 40 was the most
Mm.
difficult time to make friends. And they had a variety of reasons, like some of what we already said, like people are
Mhm.
busy, there's kids, there's, husbands
Mhm.
and all of the things. But a couple of things really stood out to me. One friend of both of ours, I won't say her name, but she told me that being like, she's actually in her fees now. And she said that it's difficult to find people in their 50s who are so passionate about pursuing expansion and life goals, because a lot of people in her experience are happy where they are and they just want to rest and they just don't want, but she's kind of at this point where she's like, no, I have to go and reach for this. And she has all these business dreams and all these
Mhm.
goals. And so she finds
Mhm.
like it's hard to find people who are like-minded in that way with her in her age group. And then another one was talking about like just people who just seem kind of closed, women who just seem like they're just not even looking for new friends. Like you try to reach out or you try to say something and they just are not, they're not open to making new friends. And that could be for so many reasons too, right? Like the friendships that we lose along the way, the
Mhm.
mistrust that happens,
Mhm.
things that um betrayals from women. I don't know, we love to talk about how beautiful women's friendships can be, but sometimes there's a lot of pain that has
Right.
come from people's relationships and friendships. And so I just
Mhm.
thought it was so interesting. And as I
Mhm.
was reading their answers, I was like, I am so grateful that I have not only you, but a few other ladies who are just
Yes.
like jewels. They are
Mhm.
diamonds. They are such beautiful
Mhm.
friends. And I hope that if there are people listening that are
Mhm.
struggling and kind of feeling lonely or kind of feeling like people don't understand them, that
Mhm.
we can share something with them that encourages them, blesses them, kind of maybe motivates them to think creatively and out of the box about how to make these
Mhm.
types of beautiful connections.
Yes, it's so important. And I've been saying for several years, like once I moved away from my home state, I learned how important it is to build community.
Mhm.
I was always someone who's just kind of more comfortable. Like I enjoy my me time. I enjoy my own company, but it's easy for me to get in a zone of isolating myself. So I
Mm.
kind of have to like snap myself out of it sometimes because we do need community. Like we're not designed to do life alone and we need that. And so there's things like sometimes you just have to be intentional about putting
Yeah.
yourself out there to meet people. So even if it's not like an instant friendship connection like what we have, it's still
Mhm.
important to just get out there and, find some small groups or meetup groups of like-minded people. Like Nicole is expert at this. Like she moved to a new state and just started meeting all these ladies doing exercise and walking. I know you're going to talk about that, but you're
Yeah,
amazing with that. Like I was like one of my out of state moves, I was super intentional about it. I haven't been like now that I'm in Georgia, I'm not as intentional. I have not been. And I'm kind of getting on myself about that. But,
yeah.
again, I'm a little spoiled. Like I do say this as well. I am spoiled with the friends that I have. So I'm like, I don't need no more friends.
Listen, that's one of the answers I got back from one of my friends about this. She's like, I don't really need any more friends. I'm trying to juggle the friends I have. And I'm like, and that's true. I mean, listen, everybody is in a different place, right? Like you don't have to just go out and get a bunch of new girlfriends. But if you are feeling like I'm feeling lonely or I need a friend who specifically likes this thing so I can do that with them because my
Right.
community doesn't necessarily do that,
Hmm.
then it is true that like what Rachel's saying, you do kind of have to be intentional about that. And I know we're going to talk in another episode about the plant community, but I'm telling y'all, the plant community is one of the most amazing communities to
Hmm.
be a part of. Like, I cannot even tell you how many amazing people I have met just because I love plants. I mean, I don't know, Rachel. What do you think about the plant community?
It like when you start talking with people who love plants, it's just a whole different thing. Like because a lot of my other close people, they're not as into plants as I am. And
Yeah.
it was one day, there was like a convention happening here with like all these plant vendors were coming together. And I was like so excited. And I'm like, hey, we should go to the exhibit. And they're like, what? And look at me.
Yes.
They're like, and what's going to be there? Plant? Yes, plants. And they're like, nah. Like,
They don't get it. They're not like us, okay?
the plant people will be just as amped and hyped up and sharing tips and sharing, oh, and did you know about
Yeah.
this? Did you see this? I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. And it is amazing the different types of people that you
Mhm,
see in plant communities. Because
mhm.
I
It's
mean,
everybody.
a plant community can cross all the bridges. Like you start talking about a plant and
Hmm.
it's like people don't care about anything else. It's just
Right,
about what can we find out about these plants and which ones do you have and which ones do
right.
you have? It's
Right.
really beautiful. It's really
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's a very diverse community. Like you have the families, you have the couples that are doing their gardening together.
Yeah.
You have the cool guys talking about the hydroponics. And you have the craftsy people who create the stuff like the accessories to use with your
Yes,
plants. Like
yes.
you have some everybody. Like it's very cool. And again, to be immersed in an environment
Mhm.
where everybody's hyped up, like
Yeah.
it was like going to a place like a convention like that. It made me feel a little less nutty and crazy. I have
Oh my gosh.
my plant that I call a support plant, and I will sit there and just be like, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful." And I went to this convention and met this lady who was there with her plants, and she had this huge Monstera albo. It was gorgeous, and she was like, "Come feel the leaves." God, I thought I was the only one who did this. And she's like, "No, doesn't it feel amazing?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yes, it does feel amazing. It is amazing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in our next one of our following episodes about these,
Yes.
what do we call them? Like our mental health plants, our therapy plants, whatever. Whatever, but we're going to share a little bit more about what that means and how cool it
Mhm.
is and just to like show people
Mhm.
that, like both of well, I don't know about you, but my SO, y'all know what that means, significant other. he loves to make fun of me about how much I love plants that don't do anything. And that's because he's a gardener, right? I'm sorry, guys. My eyes are watering and itchy, but
Don't
he's a
cry.
gardener. You make me laugh. This is another, she makes me laugh so much, almost more than I have like a handful of friends that make me laugh so much. And so they think that I'm like this all the time with everybody. And I'm like, no, it's only with y'all crazy. Y'all are the only ones who make me laugh like this. But anyway, so he will make fun of me because I love plants. And my plants don't do anything because he's a gardener and his plants feed us, right? His plants feed us. So he's like, what do you need all these plants that don't do nothing around here? They're just sitting here, blah, 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 blah. But guess who is filling their house with plants now?
Hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
The reasoning he gives is because he has certain plants that he wants because they give oxygen and they will help in purifying the air. I'm like, but
Yep.
the thing is like the plants that like house plants, the typical house plants that Rachel and I love so much, not only are they beautiful and they can like lighten up your home, brighten up your home, but so many, and we'll get into this in so many episodes. You'll probably hear us talk about this so many times, but just having plants around you, like statistics show how it can settle your body and like reduce stress. And not only that, the oxygen, like, oxygenating your home, but like even looking at the leaves, touching the leaves, like, I'm an artist. And so when I have leaves that look like art, it's like, oh my gosh, like, we'll show you
Yes.
some of our plants and everything, but it's amazing. It truly
Hmm.
is amazing what plants can bring to not only the atmosphere around you, but to your spirit.
Yes.
So we are very much looking forward to sharing all about
Yeah.
that. And in
Yeah.
spite of being made fun of at times.
Hey, I love jokes, so I'll be a joke about plants. I take it. I will
Right.
take it.
Right. Right. So, yeah, I don't know. So, Rachel, anything else that stands out to you just about our friendship or about friendship in general that you want to share?
There's so many things I can share about our friendship. Like, our friendship has impacted my life in so many ways. And I don't even want to just say our friendship. I want to say you have impacted my life in so many ways because
See, I'm gonna start crying again.
sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
She knows. She ain't sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it's just it again, it's so important to have people in your life that, they understand you, they accept you as you are, they make an effort to accept you
Yeah.
as you are rather than trying to fit you into their ideas of what they think you should be. And that's
Yeah.
what I have with Nicole. I feel like I am my own individual quirky self. I don't have to do things the way that she does them. I don't feel judged because I do weird things or things. She'll laugh at me.
I have my own set of weird, so
Right. So, and not only that, like, Nicole is just such a great advocate for people and their wellness that she has helped me so much. She has taught me so much about just being able to take care of myself better without feeling like I'm being selfish.
mm,
She's helped me in that way. She's helped me to give myself more grace in several areas of my life. It's just been such an amazing process to get to know her, to walk through life with her, so many life situations. And it's not she knows I've been through a lot of stuff. She has watched me and walked with me through a lot of crazy things in my life. And just to have someone just be there for you, like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, again, I'm a person that I'm good with my alone time. I'm not a phone person, I'm more of a texter, whatever, but we still talk pretty much every day. If we skip a day or two talking to each other, I'm like, this ain't right. Like, something is
and
off if I don't
and
talk to this girl.
shout out to Marco Polo because we don't actually talk on the phone.
No, we do not. Marco Polo is our friend.
Yes, yes, we love a Marco Polo. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Like it is such, I think it's a beautiful thing for me just in my personal
Mhm.
journey when my family embraces my friends because to me that means that because of how close I am to my family. And when my family embraces one of my friends, that really means that that friend is true blue, right? Because it's just where my family's tight, my family's protective, and we don't play about each other. And so if the family has embraced one of my friends, then I know without a doubt that that person is just real and they're going to be around forever. Like, so you aren't going nowhere, Rachel. I hope you know that. Rachel is part of the Portiller crew. And yeah, and it's just beautiful. And so again, we really like one of the things for me when I started talking about that Plant Life podcast to people, they got so excited. People are really excited. And I hope that if you're listening, you're excited to hear more. This is just the beginning. But one of the things that people talked about the most when I was like, you know, reaching out and just talking to people about having them on the show was about loneliness, grief. People had stories to share about this, about not feeling like they fit in, about having to find a way, kind of like making their way through really difficult times and challenges. And so I'm happy to be doing this with someone who that's kind of our story. Like Rachel said, I have walked with her through some really difficult things. She's been with me through some really difficult things. And when you go through things like that, and you come out on the other side, it's like the bond is forged even tighter. And so we hope that the stories that we bring to you and just our friendship in general is such an encouragement and blessing and actually brings peace to your life, right? Because that's our saying. We want you to choose peace always. Choose peace, choose peace, choose peace. And that means do what by any means possible to protect your peace. And we use our plants in that way. Right. I know I do. I know Rachel does. And so we're going to talk about that and share what that looks like for us individually and even have other people on who that's their story as well to share with you. One thing too, while we're talking about this, that I want to remind people, if you ever have like a plant question, just I don't know, you're struggling with a plant or you're looking for a plant or whatever. I don't know. Questions about dirt, questions about water. I don't know, anything. Please, please, please DM us, let us know, because we're going to have episodes where we just answer questions for people. And we are not experts, right, Rachel? We are not, we don't claim to be plant experts. We are plant enthusiasts, but we know plant experts and we might know more than you know. So we will share whatever we know, but we'll also do what we can to get people on who can share that information and make sure that you are thriving in your plant journey.
Just like how we do with you, we support each other with our plants. Like I'm the auntie to Dr. Nick's
Yes.
plants.
Yes. And we literally say that people like, I'll get on the Polo, I'll get on Marco Polo and be like, Rachel, look what your nephew is doing. Look how he grew. Oh, look at Ollie, like Ollie, right? Because Ollie is crazy. One of my plants is named Ollie. And I'll show you Ollie at some point, but Ollie is wild, okay? And so I love to show, yes, she calls him an alien. So I love to show people, I love to show Rachel what Ollie is doing. So I'll get on the video and be like, Rachel, look what your nephew Ollie is doing. He's acting up. So it's fun. We just have so much fun. We name I have a plant named Ray Ray after Rachel.
This is
She has,
Dr. Nick right here.
there you go, Dr. Nick. And so we'll have to do an episode where we kind of talk about our plant names and how they got named that. And I love that you said you want to talk about growing the friendships. Like this is how, because yeah, it is a process, just like with plants. Like we are growing our plants. We are growing friendships and not just with each other, but in our families. Like Rachel said in the beginning, we were not created to do life alone. And some of us may find it easier to do life alone, but really we were not created that way. We were created to be relational beings. And so we just want to encourage people as well, like, especially if there's been wounding in friendship, wounding in families, wounding in just various relationships, that we hope that we can be a bright light in that space of bringing healing and reconciliation where that's possible, and where that may not be possible, just total healing of your own heart and being able to live in the present moment and let things go that are weighing you down. Like, this is about more than plants, y'all. This is about your total wellness. And that's what our hearts are. I don't think we said this in the beginning, but I'm a mental health professional, so I'm a mental health coach. Rachel is a writing coach, you guys. So like, she is very passionate about people's stories and just helping them even just connect with their stories. Like, even if you were not going to write a book, which is what she does, she coaches people in writing their stories. But even if you weren't going to write your story necessarily, like, she's just a person who truly values people's hearts and what they've been through, finding ways to help them connect the pieces of their story so that they feel the value in their story in every piece of their journey. And if they're wanting to share that, they can share that in like a book form, as that is what she does. But so yeah, so we're both very passionate about people's hearts and stories. Like I said, I'm a mental health coach. She's a writing coach. And so you're going to get stories from us. You're going to get stories about healing and about people's hearts. And it all centers around, or started with, the foundation of our love for plants and how plants have helped us in our own stories and our journey. So we hope that that is truly inspirational to people, and really helping people to move forward from stuck places, and also have some fun along the way and learn about some plants.
We're so big on healing, and
Yes.
we just know people that have walked through some crazy things and then they found something that grounded them. So
Yeah.
if plants isn't your thing, something is your thing. There's something in
Mhm.
your life that will light you up and make you feel more grounded and more peaceful when you're engaged in it.
Yeah.
And so I just love stories like that. We're going to have
Yeah.
conversations with people who have these stories. So it's not just our stories, but we're going to just bring you other people who have these amazing stories, their plant journeys, their journeys with grief and recovery. So it's just
Yeah.
so amazing. We just want to bring you what we've shared with each other all these years. Basically,
Mhm.
it's like,
Yeah, and which has been somewhat of a lifeline at times. So, we hope that that is what this ends up being for people.
oh, I'm excited.
So, yes, we are so excited. So, Rachel, as we start to wind down this first episode, why don't you tell us something about that Plant Life podcast and our journey that you're most excited about for the future?
Here's some of the things that I'm most excited about with this journey, the Plant Life podcast journey, what we're starting here. First, I'm most excited about this chance to, one, build something with my bestie, Nicole. And this itself, this process, this podcast, this is an outlet for me to really express myself. It's like I think
Yeah.
about the different things I've been involved in life. It's like all these professional settings, corporate jobs, the being the writing coach and everything like that. It's like I feel like here I just get to be me and
Yeah.
talk about things that I love to talk about. So I'm really excited about that. And
Yeah.
I'm also really excited about, again, bringing all this world of support and love and encouragement and resources that we share with each other and share with other people in our world, and just sharing it in a broader sense, like sharing it with more people.
Yeah.
Because I am really passionate about people's healing, about people's stories, about people feeling supported, about people having community. So if there's any way that we can help in that
Mhm.
process, that is fulfilling for me,
Yeah.
because life can be extremely hard sometimes. And I can't imagine if I had to walk through some of the things that I've experienced alone. No.
Yeah.
So if we can help people feel supported and find support and build community and learn, like pick up these tools and resources to help in your own life, like yes, all day, yes.
Yes.
How about you?
Yes.
How about you?
Oh man, I there's so many things, right? There's so many things I'm excited about, but I think like Rachel, okay. One thing is Rachel and I have been talking about doing something together for probably all 10 years that we've known each other.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it has like morphed and changed, transitioned into so many different ideas. And there were like things that we couldn't really grab hold of, and I just feel like this idea has come together for us really kind of quickly. I mean, I should have written it down the first, you know what? I can. It was when I came for Dr. Tracy Mastermind in Atlanta. And that's when we first started talking about, because her SO was um in the car with me, and we're having a conversation about he's a big encourager of both of us, right? He's a big encourager of our gifts and just what we have to offer. And so he's like, I know y'all can do this. I know y'all can do something together. What could y'all do together? Like, I'm like, what could we do together? And then, I was like, oh, plants. What if we did something with plants? And it just kind of like, and I shot Rachel a text like, she was probably like, what is this girl doing? Because I'm supposed to be at the mastermind and I'm sending her, what about this name, and this name, And so it kind of like, that was just
This summer, right?
July. Yeah, it was just this summer. And then we just kind of, have been planning it ever since. And so that's only like 6 months when we've been trying to do stuff for 10 years. So
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited about that, that we were finally able to find the topic and the timing to pull something together. But also, like Rachel said, as it being a means to express myself. Like, I am an artist. I have a million ideas, a million, like tons of things that I want to do. And like her, I have been in different roles where I had to adhere to what people wanted me to do, or helping people in the way that fit their paradigm. And so I'm so excited to be able to just be Dr. Nick and share what I want to share, how I want to share it, help people in the way that I want to help people. It's just such a beautiful outlet. And I love helping people. And I love connecting people that need to be connected. I love seeing people work together and bringing their gifts together to do something together. So for me to be able to bring different people on the show that I know are going to just have things to share that are amazing, that people may have never heard of, is awesome. And maybe even being able to collaborate with those people on different projects or things, just like when you start something like this, it's alive and breathing. Like the possibilities are endless. And so that's what I'm most excited about, being able to, Rachel and I both are creatives. And so being able to express ourselves creatively through our merch, like we both have on that Plant Life podcast sweatshirts, and we have so many, just so many ways to express what our heart is for people, which is to prioritize their wellness. Like, we really want people to be rooted in wellness and choose peace for their lives at all times. So yeah, so we're super excited about that. And we're glad that you are going to be on the journey with us. We thank you guys so much for joining us on this first episode of that Plant Life podcast. And we hope that you will stay rooted in wellness. So until next time.
Thank you.